island of Sodor is filled with many unique engines from many unique places. One of which is a tank engine that I feel like we all know too well. Thomas is a tank engine who lives at the big station on the island of Sodor. He's young-spirited and cheeky, but sometimes he's a little too cheeky for his own good. I'm sorry to say that today was one of these days. The Fat Controller had given Thomas a special that he had to deliver in 2 weeks' time. Thomas was so excited, and he couldn't stop boasting about it. Peep, peep, whistled Thomas. This started to annoy the other engines and the workmen in the yard. They thought they should teach Thomas a lesson. The time came for Thomas to pull the special, and he was excited. He had to deliver milk, eggs, and sugar. He puffed into the yard. It was on this day, however, that the other engines and the workmen had decided to play their trick. Thomas waited in the siding while Percy gathered his trucks. He buffered up to the trucks, and once he was coupled up, he started off. But Thomas didn't realize that he was going the wrong way. The workmen had sent him onto the old branch line. Thomas puffed along the line. Bust my buffers. This seems different, he said. Soon enough, Thomas applied his brakes when he saw a building and stopped at an old farm. Bowling boilers, said Thomas. I'm not at the milk dairy. Yes, you are, said a voice. It was one of the workmen. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. You see, the workman said, the milk dairy has been closed for today, so we'll give you the milk. Oh, said Thomas, I guess I'll get the milk here. The workmen started to load Thomas's trucks, but they didn't load milk. Instead, they loaded honey. Thomas didn't realize this, though, and once the guard blew his whistle and gave him the green flag, he started puffing along the line. He thought about going back, but a tree branch was blocking his way. Next were the eggs. Thomas puffed down the line and approached an old goods station. He looked around. There didn't seem to be anyone around. But then, Thomas saw someone throwing something at him, and he felt something on his tanks. Ooh! Exclaimed Thomas. What's going on? It was someone else who he couldn't quite see, but they were throwing eggs at Thomas. Ooh, I gotta get out of here, he exclaimed. As Thomas rushed down the line, he felt a tug behind him. It was a truck full of something. His driver went to look and saw they were boxes of chocolate. They had been pushed by a handcar and coupled right in time before Thomas started puffing. Thomas didn't notice, though, and he zoomed down the line. Lastly was the sugar, and Thomas rushed into a tunnel. It was really dark, and Thomas felt nervous. Suddenly, a truck had been bumped and hit Thomas's buffers. Oh my, said Thomas. With his lamp, he could tell there were bags in the truck, and his driver went to look and saw that they said brown sugar, although it was actually cinnamon. Thomas thought for a second. Well, it is brown sugar. I guess it'll work. His driver connected the truck, and Thomas puffed out of the tunnel. Finally, Thomas had left the branch line and ended up at Maithwaite Station. Bust my buffers, he huffed. Finally, he puffed into the station at the end of his branch line, where the fat controller was waiting. Thomas. Well, there's been a change of plans. We don't need the milk, eggs, or sugar anymore. We actually need... But before he finished his sentence, he realized that the wrong delivery of honey, chocolate, and cinnamon was coupled up to Thomas. Well done, Thomas. Although you didn't deliver what I ordered, you conveniently brought what we actually needed. You are a really useful engine. Oh, thank you, sir? And with that, Thomas puffed to the yards to think about what had happened. Thomas was taking on water in a siding when the workmen came up. Well, Thomas, you got lucky, they began. Yeah, that was all us. But why? Thomas gasped. Well, you were being really annoying, so we had to teach you a lesson. Well, I guess you had a point. I'm sorry. It's alright, said his driver as he was coming back into the cab. Now come on, Thomas. Let's jump some trucks in the yard. That'll make you feel better. And they went to do just that. Thomas now knows to never get too boastful when he's excited about a job, as sometimes payback will come in unexpected ways.